Ciao, ciao. We are live. We are live. Sorry for that. I don't know what happened there, but we are live back with another stream. Ajay bhai, as always, बहुत कुछ चल रहा है obviously in the world of Calcio and whatnot. Football तो चलते रहता है, but more importantly, it is festive season. It's holiday time for most of us at least, and
सबका
obviously
सबका हॉलीडे नहीं होता लक्ष्मण.
हाँ एग्जैक्टली इसलिए
सबका
मैंने
हॉलीडे
मोस्ट
नहीं
ऑफ अस
मिलता.
इसलिए इसलिए मोस्ट ऑफ अस बोलना पड़ा उसमें बट फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट बिफोर वी गेट इनटू इट एज ऑलवेज हाउ आर यू डूइंग हाउ इज एवरीथिंग गोइंग होपफुली यू बीन एबल टू रेस्ट गेट सम रेस्ट और
हाँ
व्हाट
यार,
नॉट
चल रहा है वो चाओ चाओ टू आरएस रोशनेरी फैंटम 12 रॉयो खान इन द हाउस. सब बढ़िया चल रहा है यार. क्रिसमस टाइम इज ऑलवेज गुड. फिक्सचर्स आते हैं थिक एंड फास्ट. सेरिया में अभी थोड़ा चेंज है. परम तेरे को याद है पहले क्रिसमस और न्यू ईयर में गेम्स होते नहीं थे. इवन दे यूज्ड टू
अभी
गो ऑन अ
होते हैं
ब्रेक. और अभी
हाँ
होते हैं to keep up with the likes of Premier League. So lot of exciting games. We were just discussing the AFCON game that's happening between Egypt and Zimbabwe and South Africa. Sorry, and so yeah, I mean football तो है भाई. Football तो चलते रहेगा.
फुटबॉल
Very
तो
excited.
चलेगा
Very excited to
एग्जैक्टली
see the fixtures this weekend because it's a very special game for me. Param, you know what game it is.
yeah we'll get to all that but let me just use in the house first because glad to always have our audience with us obviously hopefully all of you guys are doing well and enjoying your holidays if you have holidays hopefully you do मतलब ये end of the year में तो सबको break लगता है यार RS is here Phantom is here Royo Khan is here Men and Ball lost आते ही ये सब बात करते हैं congrats to the best striker of all time in Serie A Fulkrug yes Fulkrug तो AC Milan ये भी बात करेंगे Kenan Neal is FTW of course but obviously everything is good thoda holiday time hai we also have time on our hands thoda luckily tomorrow actually we will be recording the final episode of Cappuccino पे चर्चा वो थोड़ा अलग होने वाला है so obviously that episode will also drop in due course but हमने भी एक अभी एक स्ट्रक्चर आइडेंटिफाई किया so they'll keep an eye out यार बहुत रील्स आने वाले बहुत वीडियोस सब we are planning to now get things out very quickly obviously AFCON भी चल रहा है मैंने इधर बाजू में लगाया है Egypt versus South Africa and if you guys are watching no way that was a penalty by the way साला ने अलग ही डाइव किया इसमें एंड इसके बाद अगर वो बंदा फिर से विक्टिम कार्ड खेला ना अजय भाई आई एम गोइंग टू लूज इट लाइक आई एम गोइंग टू लूज इट इफ द गाय प्लेज अनदर विक्टिम कार्ड बट व्हाटएवर
Well,
ऑल दैट असाइड
Salah has already won Christmas by putting
yeah
up the regular Christmas
exactly
post.
exactly that's a great PR move but whatever अगर अगर आप जानते नहीं हो बिफोर वी गेट इनटू अगर आप एफकॉन देखना चाहते हो और अगर आप जानते नहीं हो किधर देखना है इट्स ऑन फैन कोड एंड इट ओनली कॉस्ट द होल टूर्नामेंट का पास ओनली कॉस्ट 89 रुपीज आ जाए बाय द वे सेरिया का पास सोचो
Unlike Syria.
410 मतलब ये अलग ही जोक है बट क्या ही बोले बट या एफकॉन चल रहा है और बहुत बहुत अच्छा टूर्नामेंट बहुत अच्छी शुरुआत हुई है it's been a fun watch. I've luckily been able to watch all games so far, and it's been just fun. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully this quality will continue as well. But let's get into it. अजय आज का स्ट्रीम थोड़ा हम लोग हमेशा की तरफ प्रेडिक्शंस लेंगे न्यूज के बारे में थोड़ा बात करेंगे कैल्शियो बट थोड़ा चिल रखते हैं because again it's festive period so we can take a bit of a step back and thoda relax and you guys can also bring your comments in and whatnot whatever you guys want to ask but Ajay bhai let's start that day I got a question people asking me we should talk about a bit of Calcio Charchas 2025 कैसा था what like a general thing like an overview or maybe where we are headed what we expect तो आपको उसके बारे में कुछ बोलना है anything you want to add on that
Yeah, I think very interesting question because we as a community we have grown from like literally zero subscribers to where we are today with the support of the entire community and हम लोग का कोशिश यही रहा है कि obviously हम Italian football की चर्चा करें but given that Param, you, me, Chintan, DJ, we come from different backgrounds. We do
yep.
cover between us a lot of leagues, especially you watch a lot of different kinds of leagues in different countries.
yeah
My experience with Indian football, I have worked in
yeah
Indian football before. तो वो एक है. So it's just that what we're trying to give is that that ultimate एक कम्युनिटी हम लोग बना रहे हैं जहाँ पे हम लोग सब साथ में we can kind of share our ideas, thoughts which is why we have a WhatsApp community. We, I think the word I'm looking for is that we want to be accessible at all given points of time. I know कि बहुत सारे you know questions आते हैं. Sometimes we kind of like miss out on some questions, but trust me, like the whole idea is to kind of get to know the community more, do charcha
Yeah.
for Italian football,
Mhm.
and kind of share our stories to the world. And this has become a good medium. We did have like a fan ball meet. Unfortunately, अपने community से काफी कम representation था. Hopefully next year, people can
Mhm.
turn up in higher numbers. But I think एक sense of satisfaction है परम, whenever like तेरे साथ भी हुआ है. It has happened to me a couple of times where people have come out and said, hey, you guys are from Calcio Charcha, we follow your
Mhm. Correct.
पॉडकास्ट, एंड हम लोग काफी तुम लोग हटके कुछ कर रहे हो. मतलब
Yeah.
हमारे लिए
Yeah.
हटके नहीं है, बिकॉज परम अपने लिए सिंपल है. यू सपोर्ट इंटर, आई सपोर्ट रोमा. इट्स अ वे ऑफ लाइफ
Exactly.
फॉर अस.
Exactly.
इट्स नॉट
Exactly. It's
लाइक
a
वी
way. Yeah.
इट्स नॉट लाइक विचित्र
Yeah.
काम कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, we are not putting on a show. We are basically just bringing to people what we love at the end of the day, what we the teams we support, the league we've been following primarily. That well said, well said. I mean, it definitely an interesting question to hey because Calcio Chacha like we grew. Obviously today we are at 2.44k something like that, and obviously Cappuccino पे चर्चा जो अपना नया series है that has also played a big role. Obviously, I'd like to thank everyone who has helped us out from the panelists who have come on and from obviously our audience. Obviously, जैसे अजय भाई ने बोला थोड़ी देर पहले कि we've missed out on comments not just during streams like even just basic replies on Insta and whatnot because at the end of the day if we find ourselves in a position basically because we have to juggle our day jobs and have been constantly said this whether you include all 5 or 7 of us जो भी हमारे day jobs are basically hectic to the point where we try to kind of reply to people to the best extent possible जब होता है कर लेते हैं जब unfortunately नहीं होता है so we're trying to work on these things obviously the content obviously बीच में slow down हो गया था but again with 2026 on the horizon हम लोग भी ट्राई कर रहे हैं कि obviously और थोड़ा push out करे so fingers crossed that will continue to go well basically because obviously unforeseen circumstances भी होते हैं कभी कभी but other than that personally तो यार very happy because obviously 2025 was a big year I mean as you said there was a point where we got Adriano, someone like an Adriano Del Monte in 2024 without while not even having 500 subscribers, and that was luck. We just approached him and he said yes, and things like this. So hope है कि भाई हम लोग ऐसा कर सके hope है कि हम और collabs कर सके not just within India but beyond India because जो कैल्चियो की कम्युनिटी है इटालियन फुटबॉल की कम्युनिटी ना दैट अगर आप पीएल कम्युनिटी से फॉर एग्जांपल कंपेयर करो तो ऑब्वियसली इट्स नॉट एज बिग सो यू हैव टू बी ओपन टू ग्लोबल कोलैबोरेशंस राइट अजय भाई सो वी आर प्लानिंग टू डू मोर ऑफ दैट fingers crossed again trying to just grow learn obviously learning is imperative because again हम लोग ऐसा नहीं कि हम लोग इधर कोई प्रो एडिटर बैठा है कोई प्रो कंटेंट क्रिएटर बैठा है always open to advice from you guys as an audience and from fellow content creators as well so a lot to learn and a lot to grow but definitely it has been a good year hopefully 2026 for us will be even better and we can take that next step reach something like 5k subscribers or more even obviously so again can only request you guys to like share subscribe and follow the content but yeah I think just wanted to address that question because a lot of people had asked me यूवेंटस फिक्चर्स अच्छे लग रहे हैं ये सब डिस्कस करेंगे दीपू इजिप्ट कोचेस लुकिंग क्लूलेस Egypt play a very high attack branded football, and right now with the red card, I think definitely he will look clueless. We have Rohit Rajiv as well. Nice to have you, man. Again, अगर आप रोहित राजीव को जानते हो उसको ट्विटर पे you guys can follow him. He does a lot of analysis on Twitter, mostly AC Milan, but also Serie A and in football and at times football in general. So you guys can follow him there. Ajay, bhai, where do you want to start? Do you want to talk about something a bit about AFCON if you want or Indian football
No,
before we head
Param,
into
I have a question for you. Let's
yeah.
start with your team of the season so far in Serie A.
Hmm. You want to do this
Let's
right
start.
away? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought we could save this for a
No,
better
no, no. I'm putting you on the spot, Param. No time to think.
This is tough because I've
वरना
not
तू
given it a
सोच के
thought.
आएगा. So
That's the
exactly my
point.
point.
पर मैंने अभी
Exactly.
इसको thought ही नहीं दिया
नहीं
है.
नहीं चलेगा चलेगा.
This is
I
tough,
want
man.
you. Yeah. Let's start with the goalkeeper.
This is tough. Uh, I would say Elia Caprile of Cagliari,
Okay,
goalkeeper
okay,
Elia Caprile.
okay. What about your
Uh,
defense?
yeah, I need to first figure out a formation. Shit, वो आपने एकदम ज्यादा ही स्पॉट पे डाल दिया यार. इधर फॉर्मेशन भी फिगर आउट नहीं किया मैंने. शुड आई लीग में बहुत बैक थ्री खेलते हैं बहुत टीम्स, बट द पॉइंट इज मे बी आई स्टिक टू अ बैक थ्री. आई डोंट नो. अगेन आई नीड टू गिव दिस अ थॉट. आपने एकदम स्पॉट पे डाल दिया है. सो
बोल दे ना, बोल दे.
बैक थ्री. This is tough. Where have you? So I'll have to put Hegem of Bologna one. Hegem of Bologna. Where have you put me? Yaar? This is tough. Akanji. Akanji, I think, has been very consistent. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? I was thinking Indica, I feel Indica consistent था up until this last stretch of games, and obviously not that he's entirely at fault. Again, मैं एकदम specific position से नहीं जा रहा और एकदम random on the impromptu answers दे रहा हूँ आपको.
ठीक
तो
है,
Indica wing backs.
Indica, Hegem and Akanji
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
back.
Akanji and DiMarco has been fantastic. Like उसके पूरा
DiMarco as left wing back.
yeah, DiMarco has been fantastic. He's revived himself. Now this is the problem. What do you do on the right side? Palestra, of course. Marco Palestra. Marco again. See, look. See, आपने एकदम शॉर्ट पे डाल दिया. मैं मुहारेमोविच भूल गया. मेरे को उसको. So I'll probably. Oh fuck! This is tough. Do I take Hegem out or do I take Endika out?
By the way, Endika has conceded least amount of goals. I mean,
Exactly.
his team has
Now, I'll probably then sacrifice Hegem here. I'll put Muharemovic because I do. अगर मैं इसको thought दूँ तो obviously I'll definitely have Muharemovic in my team. Again, guys, I'll come to the comments. So my left wing back is DiMarco, right wing back is Palestra. Fuck. Three midfielders. This is. Luka Modric, but Luka Modric थोड़ा slow down हो गया. That's why even I'm confused whether I should put. Of course, this guy. What am I saying? Scott McTominay has to be one. Scott McTominay. Hakan ने season slow start किया, but he's picked up and he's been very consistent. Shit. I might come back to the midfield. Striker में definitely. I have to put Bonnie because Bonnie has been, I think, one of the best signings of the season across the entire league. Unfortunately, वो injured हो गया and he's out for 2 weeks. But Bonnie has to be like. Sorry.
Along with him, who else with Bonnie?
Shit, man. किधर फंसा दिया यार आपने मेरे को इधर.
You're supposed to. This has to be on the spot, Param. Come on.
Of course, nahi, but obviously I'll give a calculated one as well because these things for me you have to give proper thought. But then again, see the problem is if I'm coming back to the midfield, I'll put McTominay on the right. I know he's supposed to be on the left, but because I need to put Pulisic in there and Pulisic wo thoda left center mid role में खेल चुका है ये season, right? If you've seen Allegri's 3-5-2, 5-3-2, right? So Pulisic has to be in my midfield as well. So Pulisic, McTominay. Make it 3-5-1-1 behind Bonnie, Nico Paz. See, exactly. See, अब मेरे दिमाग में धीरे-धीरे आ रहा है थोड़ा. ये सब. So basically, I'm left with one midfielder. Number 6, Modric. And I think. Sorry.
Modric.
I think Modric has been great, but I think uska slowdown that age has started to show. And I feel आपने Hakan mentioned किया because Hakan barring like 2 games has been really consistent. And see Swarnim bhai is right. Yield is अब मैं क्या ही करूँ इसमें. मेरे को शायद form में है. So it's like I missed out on because again Bonnie was good, so I also wanted to put Bonnie, but then where do I put Yildiz? Nico Paz is there. So this is tough here. But still, I'll probably because I've gone for 3-5-2, I have to commit to Hakan as the regista. This is tough. You put me on the spot. So मेरी टीम है मेरी गोल में एलिया कप्रीले है, अकांजी है, कौन था इंडिका, डीमार्को, Palestra, McTominay, Pulisic, Hakan, Nico Paz, Bonnie, and very close Swarnim bhai between like Yildiz or let's say like 3-4-2 or bol rahe ho, but I like balance in my team thoda, and for that I really need Hakan in that midfield, obviously. So it's a very tough one. Ajay bhai really got me there, but in my calculated 11, definitely I'll have Yildiz. Like abhi over the top, Ajay bhai got me here. And now let's get Ajay bhai's. Before I get yours, just have a couple of comments, people saying something. So let me just address that very quickly. Providel Abhijay says not a bad shot because Ajay bhai Providel, he was pretty much finished last season and he picked up
Yeah.
big time. He great shout there. Nice to have you, Ayan. Again, thanks for always being a part of the community, Rohit. Modric, Hakan, and Zambo. That's again not a bad shout here. Like Modric has been fantastic. Locatelli again, Swarnim bhai, I know Locatelli पे बहुत back and forth होता है, but again Locatelli has been good. So kudos to the guy. अजय भाई के लाइनअप में definitely क्रिस्टांटे आने वाला है. वो मैं expect कर रहा हूँ.
I don't understand why people are really joking about it. You see the stats and analytics. He's been amazing under Gasperini.
Tanmay, also nice to have you. Thanks for the comment as well. Nice to have you as part of the community. And glad to see that you constantly show us your support. Merry Christmas to you as well, Nitesh. Again, glad you're enjoying. Nice to have you, Chun Chun Ke Lunga. Fair point. I'll pick Svilar in goal. Fair. That's fair. That's more than fair. अजय आपका 11 क्या फॉर्मेशन है क्या है?
This is an interesting one. I'll go for either Mike Monyon or Vanya Milinkovic-Savic in goal. I think both of them have been clutch. I'll go for Mike because I think Mike has been.
Mike has been great. Mike has been great.
Yeah. So Mike Monyon in goal, 3 at the back. I think I would put instead of Endika, I would put Mancini, but otherwise, I would go for Mancini, Buharamovic, and I would go for definitely not Coop Miners as a centre back. Interesting. I think I'll go for Rahmani. I think Rahmani has been good as well for them.
Wow, that's a bold one. So आपका गोल में है Menyon, Mancini, Rahmani and Muharemovic. Back three जा रहे हो अभी?
Yeah, back three जा रहा हूँ. I think wing backs too pretty much it's picks itself because Palestra and Di Marco both have been excellent, in their respective. Midfield I'll go for 2. I'll go for Zambo Anguissa and I'll go for Hakan. And that leaves me with 3 options, right? So I have 3.
So are you going like 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-3?
So I will go for 3-4-1.
1-2.
3-4-2-1 maybe you can call it. I would go for Nico Paz and Orsolini with Lautaro.
Orsolini has been fantastic. Yeah.
With Lautaro up top.
Yeah, technically Lautaro now is the top scorer. I mean, obviously season's so slow.
Or Pulisic, one of the two.
Exactly, Pulisic has been fantastic, right? You can arguably say best player so far in the league. This is a good one.
And one of maybe Paz and Orsolini can give way to Yildiz. I mean, it's that close. मतलब ऐसा है कि इतना वो है ना क्या है जो आजकल ट्रेंड हो रही है बच्चे लोग कर रहे हैं क्या है उसको बोलते हैं 6s and 7s कुछ चल रहा है ना आजकल
ओ भाई मेरे को मत पूछो wrong guy to ask but
I think coach of the season so far has been Italiano for me. I think he's been good and also a fair shout to Fabio Grosso. They didn't have a great start Sassuolo but they've come back very well. I think interesting. Also I hate to say it Param, but Maurizio Sarri with whatever Lazio have had Journe ke transfer issues whatever like I think he's done a great job with them.
Yeah, I think that coach of the season Italiano has to be like the most balanced shout. Realistically speaking, yes, वो Super Coppa एक और final हार गया unfortunately. But again, we are going to make this video actually. ये मैं बहुत time से अजय भाई से discuss कर रहा हूँ. We are going to compare Bologna and Como. Because these are two very interesting projects and they're completely opposite, Ajay bhai, if you really think about it. I don't think Fabregas should be in this conversation with all due respect. He's doing a great job but I don't think he belongs in that conversation yet. Italiano, again, जो smart तरीके से वो जो club run करते हैं Sartori के साथ, how they make targeted investments and how they make every underrated or even a player, let's say, past his prime work is just unreal. and I have to again. आप लोग जानते हो channel पे I have been one of Italiano's biggest doubters, and I will still have some doubt because I will still because he lost another final at the end of the day, and I cannot cut him some slack. I cannot cut him because लोग बोलेंगे yes Napoli stronger team, but then in the semi sorry and but just in the league a week before he beat that same Napoli team, right? So again, not to criticize him, he has room to grow. Nothing against that, but kudos to him. I think definitely early best season of the coach shout. Swarnim by obviously joking saying D Francesco वो तो flop में आ जाता है आराम से. But I have to give one more shout as you gave it to Sari. Respect to him, but I still feel Lazio में थोड़ा quality है, but obviously to do what he did with all the chaos in the background, Lotito effing up. But that's not my pick. I just wanted to give him credit. My pick would be Davide Nicola of Cremonese. And just Cremonese, I think I just want to give them a shout because and ये मैं सिर्फ Jamie Vardy के लिए नहीं कर रहा just because Jamie Vardy is there. I said this even before Jamie Vardy signed for them. Keep an eye once David simply because Davide Nicola is going to coach them. Maybe again it warrants for a separate video कि Cremonese क्या story है उनकी क्योंकि उनके पास अजय भाई I don't know many people know this but they have a very stable and kind of a not rich owner I would say but a very wealthy owner to do well off for the club and right now they sit 11th in the Serie A. Only a couple of weeks ago they were ninth and really they were doing a great job and JV Vardy scoring as well. So kudos to Cremonese yaar. मतलब I feel they'll definitely they have to survive and I hope they finish like at the higher end of the table because they really deserve it. Like they have a very good squad, some likable bunch over there like your Baski Rotto जो muscle दिखाते रहता है every now and then. So yeah, I like what they're doing. So I hope they have a good season. Gasparini is not a bad shout, Swarnim. Like first season, yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Long way to go, yaar. Sort of long way to go for gas. But I think overall, I would still say that even अगर उस basis में अगर आप देखोगे the way that Allegri has turned it around for Milan, he's had them leading. Of course, it is beneficial for them that they're not playing European competition one game a week, but then you still have to get the job done. So
Yeah.
I think if Allegri can kind of like get over that hurdle of beating the smallish teams, then I think Milan kind of run away with the league here. So Allegri is also in there, but then this is very early. We're just taking a quick assessment. We're not even at the halfway point. So good names out there. We can move on to
ये
the
पर मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ एक प्रॉपर मेजर्ड डिस्कशन के बाद या थॉट प्रोसेस के बाद एक हाफ वे थ्रू द सीजन Serie A 11 आएगा obviously because I'm sure there will be some changes like again I would really like to have Yildiz in my 11 जो मैं नहीं कर पाया and definitely we also have another thing planned Ajay as I told you like we'll be doing like mid-season report cards for mostly all teams only like quick report cards where do we think the team stands which team could have done better which team exceeded our expectation flop of the season ये वो सब just चलता रहेगा Max again yeah Max Allegri but Max Allegri is Swarnim I think expected भी था right like it's not like AC Milan have like a really terrible squad or anything right like I think it was expected they would bounce back right so but you have to give him credit Shivam has given his 11 Providel how see Wesley देखो ये आपसे भी रह गया Wesley obviously Rakmani
it was there, but yeah, I'm like, I think Palestra has been really good in that time.
Yeah, DiMarco, Hakan, Modric, Pulisic, Paz, Kenan, El Toro. This is a great 11 as well, yeah. Like Shivam, this is a very good 11. And जैसे अभिजय ने बोला तेरी तरह Providel really deserves some credit. Like मैं भी उसका critic रहा हूँ. And again, kudos to the guy. He makes some really unbelievable saves here. Like it's just unreal. Ajay, what next यार? Like because obviously आज की stream ज़्यादा लंबी नहीं करेंगे हम because there's a lot going on. We have to go to shoot tomorrow for Cappuccino पे चर्चा. I wanted to ask you about अज्जूरी बाद में बात करते हैं actually. Forget अज्जूरी because अज्जूरी के लिए बहुत time है अपने पास. I don't want to ruin your mood.
बात भी नहीं करना है भाई बात नहीं करना है मुझे अजूरी के बारे में
बात नहीं करना है fair. चलो let's take this question very quickly. Flop of the season over the top of your head. Flop of the season. I'm
has
asking
to be one guy only. Lorenzo Luca.
Yeah, Lorenzo Luca.
Kind of money that Napoli paid, man, 35 million odd euro, and he's been utter garbage.
Yeah, and he's already been linked with a move away in January. बहुत like 35 million. आप लोग भी comments में बोलो अगर आपको and I'm not just asking players actually अगर आपको लगता है एक flop moment है चाहे वो प्लेयर हो, चाहे वो कोच हो, चाहे कोई वियर्ड मोमेंट हो जो आपके लिए उस
I
सीजन
think
में.
I think Param. Otherwise, अगर तू देखेगा तो overall Fiorentina have been utterly garbage. Apart from the last game, until then they were absolute garbage. De
हाँ.
Gea was making schoolboy errors. Overall, the defense. I hate that guy Luca Ranieri. Absolutely
I
despise
I
him.
cannot I cannot stand
So
that. He's very
yeah,
irritating.
अरे
बहुत.
बहुत ही irritating है, and he's been atrocious. He's been called out so many times. Like his performances have been tutty. Overall,
हाँ.
Fiorentina have been absolutely poor, but now they picked up a win,
Hmm.
and Vanoli will be trying to get them to safety. So
या
I
एब्सोल्युटली.
think
अगर मैं ओवरऑल पर्सपेक्टिव से बोलूं, राइट, लाइक अ फ्लॉप ऑफ द सीजन, वो प्लेयर पे आता ही नहीं है. इट सिंपली गोस टू फ्योरेंटीना एज अ होल. देयर इज नो टू वेज अबाउट इट, बिकॉज आप रॉको कमीसो जो उनका ओनर है, वो इतनी बड़ी बड़ी बातें करता है. सालों पहले ही वांटेड टू बाय एसी मिलान, ऑब्वियसली ओवर अ डेकेड अगो एक्चुअली. बहुत बड़ी बातें करता है. जब आया बोलता है फियोरेंटीना इज अ बिग क्लब, ही ऑलवेज इंसल्ट्स अदर क्लब्स, बट खुद की क्लब को उसने आपने देखा है स्टेडियम के साथ क्या किया है. स्टेडियम लुक्स लाइक अ
of course
कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट. द टीम इज इन
the
डिसअरे.
stadium, that stadium Artemio Frankie looks like it belongs in the BMC Hall of Fame. You know,
मेरे को ना वो
it,
मेरे को
it,
वो उसका उनका स्टेडियम देख के ना जीटीए वाइस सिटी का वो मिशन की याद आती है, जिसमें वो
तू तो भाई
कंस्ट्रक्शन
तू
साइट
बहुत
पे.
बहुत इंटरनेशनल चला गया. तूने अभी वीडियो देखा एल्फिंस्टन ब्रिज का?
हाँ हाँ
तो कैसे लोग ऐसा तकेशीस
हाँ.
कासल खेल के क्रॉस कर रहे हैं. मतलब तू
हाँ.
सोच, उन्होंने उन्होंने वो ब्रिज को तोड़ा. ठीक है,
Yeah.
100 साल वाले ब्रिज को तोड़ा विदाउट एनी प्लान फॉर द कम्यूटर्स टू काइंड ऑफ लाइक क्रॉस फ्रॉम वन साइड टू अनदर, व्हिच इज व्हाई द कम्यूटर्स आर लाइक फ्रिकिंग प्लेइंग तकेशीस कासल एंड कमिंग डाउन.
Yeah, it's really, that's a good comparison. I went to GTA Vice City only because it reminded me of that one mission in the game. You have to fly your helicopter and whatnot if you've played it. But yeah, I mean, Swarnimba, I know.
I have only played the first GTA that came out. उसके
Fair,
बाद I
fair.
have.
Swarnimba continuing the Juventus Fiorentina rivalry, obviously. बहुत bad blood है उधर, and part of me wants to see Comiso suffer, not the Fiorentina fans, so I'm on board with that, to be fair. ये अभी से एक एक करके सबके क्लब्स के प्लेयर को फ्लॉप बोल रहा है, मतलब कोई पर्पस ही नहीं है. This is a good shout. Lois Openda obviously उसने finally goal मारा, but yes, that's a fair shout. Leon Bailey has been absolutely, I'm sorry Ajay, but even he has not done. I know
सॉरी क्यों बोल
injuries.
रहे हैं उसको? भेज दो वापस प्रीमियर लीग भाई.
Exactly.
ये है ना, अगर जो भी बोलते हैं कि भाई अरे सेरिया प्लेयर्स प्रीमियर लीग में नहीं कर पा रहे, लुक एट व्हाट रोमा हैव बीन लाइक dealing with this season. The likes of Leon Bailey, Evan Ferguson, Simicas, just not been good enough.
Evan Ferguson again, वो I understand he's young and all, but नहीं यार, like, and I understand Gasperini उसको बराबर से treat नहीं कर रहा है शायद से, like he could have said the same thing about something like Zalkowski जिसको उसने praise किया उस दिन when Roma lost obviously, but नहीं यार, like even he's not been great, and Joao Mario Atheka में, but like a proper like an institution, like the biggest L of the season is definitely Fiorentina. मैंने स्टेडियम बोल दिया, मैंने प्लेयर्स बोल दिया. पियोली ने सेट कर दिया रिकॉर्ड, वर्स्ट एवर स्टार्ट इन फ्योरेंटीना's हिस्ट्री, वर्स्ट एवर. एंड अभी जाके 5-1 जीते उस गेम. अगेन दे डिड व्हाट दे हैड टू, बट अगर अजय भाई उस गेम में उडीनेजे को रेड कार्ड नहीं मिला होता तो यू नेवर नो, राइट, यू नेवर नो. So yeah, definitely. Or again, there's a video coming on Fiorentina. Fingers crossed, I can record it this weekend, mostly with Costo, because आप जानते हो Costo is our in-house Fiorentina admirer. And Ajay bhai, it's funny because when Man United weren't doing well, like initially when they had that beach का purple patch where they were doing well, sorry, तभी तभी Fiorentina का ये disastrous run चल रहा था. He can't have it both ways. मतलब एक ना एक क्लब तो खराब खेलना ही है. But let's move on, Ajay. I think we can head to predictions if you want. We can keep this stream short if you know, if you want to keep it short, because I know there's AFCON going on. People want to watch AFCON.
I have one question for you that you need to answer quickly. Don't take time.
Okay.
Okay. If you are to ask Santa for one jersey that is not Inter ka jersey, which jersey would it be? Quickly.
I have it in mind. I have it in mind. Can I show you the picture, because उसका year मेरे को exactly मैं दिखा रहा हूँ. मेरे को
And उसी इस पे सोचना, hey Param, join the stream, which jersey are you wearing? Palermo, Tony or Miccoli? I mean, what
so
a
I am
great.
so there is no player behind Manish. This is a very rare kit. This is Palermo 90 to 93 third kit when they were in the Serie B. So this is like, this has no player. I bought this from Classic Football Shirts when there was a discount. going on. So I was just fortunate enough to get this, the old classic, one of the old Palermo logos. So yeah, very just again as a jersey collector, I wanted this. So yeah, he wants Hellas 24-25.
By the
Never,
way,
yeah.
Della se yaad hai,
हाँ,
Giovanni is also a good shout for team of the season
yes.
so far. He's been really
वो
good.
वो अपने को ना like maybe we can say underrated or under the radar
Yeah.
kind of जेम काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर, ऐसा कुछ बोलना पड़ेगा. लो आई एम जस्ट पुलिंग अप द किट. वो कहाँ गया, रुको. या
अभी
दिस
तूने ये डाला तो सच में लग रहा है कि हेलास का किट चाहिए.
वन. रुको मैं I'm just pulling it up. So this is the Porto. I keep forgetting the year of this, but I've been trying to buy this, and I know where it's available. Also, I just not haven't been able to. 97-99 away kit Porto. This is what I've been trying to get. I hope this is visible.
Oh,
Kappa. Yep. I can
wow.
get it. I've just not been able to buy this for whatever reason. So maybe hopefully my next jersey will be this. If this is visible, I don't know if this is visible. Ha, I think
It
it
is,
is.
it is, it is.
आपका क्या अगेन एंड आई यू गाइस आल्सो इन द कमेंट्स लेट अस नो व्हाट जर्सी आर यू गाइस लाइक लुकिंग फॉर और यू गाइस वुड लव टू हैव आपके फेवरेट क्लब को छोड़ के ऑब्वियसली मतलब दैट्स चीटिंग इफ यू जस्ट गिव अवे योर फेवरेट क्लब दैट मेक्स नो सेंस
I
सो
think Param, you can share some screenshots that I sent to you.
okay yeah
Uh,
but yeah
but
I
but
think
but but
Roma
but I like Balenciaga, the orange kit from 2002 or 3, and
mm,
also that Leeds United का yellow kit, which is an away kit.
yeah
Nike Strongbow जो था, Harry Kewell, Mark
हाँ हाँ
Woodacombe,
हाँ
दोनों दोनों
बराबर
बढ़िया
बराबर
kit है. Like
करेक्ट
ironically
करेक्ट
ironically both teams का home kit is white, but I like the away kit of both these teams. So
फेयर
probably
फेयर
probably oh yeah, this is the Scudetto kit, Manish.
yeah
But
yeah
I
it's
got
a classic kit.
Montella on the
Oh,
back.
Montella. Wow, wow.
Yeah.
ये सॉफ्ट ये अभिजय का ही दिमाग करप्ट है. दैट वाज ड्रैगन ऑन द जर्सी बाय द वे. अगर तू वो पोर्टो का रिप्रेजेंटेशन इज ड्रैगन ड्रगाओ और तुझे ही वो सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक बोतल दिखेगा भाई, तेरा ही दिमाग करप्ट है. लाइक कहाँ ड्रैगन और कहाँ सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक बोतल में क्या ही बोलूं यार. व्हाट आर
मेरे को
योर
I had that Arsenal kit. Like obviously when you're growing up, you buy all the Sasta Tikao kit na to go and play outside. So I think वो Arsenal का kit था जो bluish ये इसमें था and O2 वाला था away kit था. I think 2003-4 उस समय पे. That was a very very popular kit back then. Lot
फेयर
of folks
फेयर
had it.
या लुक दिस ये एक अच्छा डिस्कशन है. लुका टोनी ने बोला था बीच में. आई डोंट नो इफ आई अग्री विद इट, बट एक चीज मैं बोलूंगा कि बहुत सारी टीम्स अजय भाई इटली में अब 3-5-2 3-4 3 एट द बैक बेसिकली जनरली खेल रही है. इट्स बिकम अ नॉर्म एंड आई डोंट नो डू यू थिंक इट्स अ प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली I mean, I don't know how I can blame a system directly. Like it's very hard. Like it's not like Italy has some great budding wingers right now जो waste हो रहे हैं bench पे. ऐसा I don't know. Like what do you think? I'm very torn on this. Like I've not given it a proper thought.
See, I think this is more aimed at it's from a very generic standpoint. I don't think so. For example, Inzaghi ka Simone Inzaghi ka jo system tha
Hmm.
was far
Hmm.
different to a Conte system, or Conte system is different to an Allegri system.
Hmm.
Allegri system is different to a Gasperini system. So these are like four managers जो back three use करते हैं.
Hmm.
चारों का system काफी अलग है.
Exactly.
Not sustainable. They personally, I'm not a big fan of the back three.
Hmm.
I would definitely go for a four-man midfield with depending on the match with अगर मेरे को ज़्यादा ball control करना है तो I'll have three midfielders in the middle, or if it's more of a fluid game where I want support from my wing backs, from my full backs, I'll have two men in the middle. So for me personally, as a coach, I would always go for a back four formation. Just
Fair.
gives me that much more control in the game, and
Fair.
I really think that somewhere down the line, we will have the return of the back four. Italiano is already doing it.
Boss, simple
Spalletti has
example.
never did.
अजय भाई
Spalletti
simple
has never
example.
did. Yeah, yeah.
सिंपल एग्जांपल इंटर्स व्हाटएवर जो भी कीवू के साथ हो रहा है बट इफ यू सी द टैक्टिकल चेंज और वी डू ड्यूरिंग द गेम वी essentially what do we do is we start with a back three but for the last part of the game we shift to a 4-2-4 or 4-4-2 essentially if you really see it with focus that's what's happening we play with like basically that's why there's been news में अगर आप देखो अभी with all the injury crisis going on at Inter, Dumfries out for 3 months, they want a player, they don't want a wing back, they want a Perisic type profile. You remember
Yeah,
how
yeah,
good Perisic was. अभी Alessandro Florenzi ने recently Serie A के साथ इंटरव्यू किया, उसने बोला
yeah,
Messi, Ronaldo, obviously greatest players have faced this that, but the really like the most difficult player I've faced, he said Ivan Perisic, because Perisic was very technical, physically gifted and so intelligent.
yeah,
He was so difficult to play, and that's the kind of player Inter are looking for just to fill that wing back wala void. Because आप जानते हो Perisic क्या था जब है, Perisic was he played in the middle, he played out wide, he
yeah,
shifted,
yeah.
he was not a wing back, he got kicked out of Inter, they went to Bayern, won the treble, came back, then shifted to a wing back in the Scudetto winning season with Conte. So you need these kind of players, जैसे आपने बोला, and I understand where you're coming from. In a back four, if you get this kind of a gem like Perisic, it like, so for me it's like, again, I don't really know how much I can blame a system. At the end of the day, you have to find the right profiles for your club as well, and that's for me, that's essential more than anything. But again, yeah, I mean, it's all up for debate, and Luca Toni maybe has a point, maybe I'm missing something what he's trying to say, but I don't really
I,
agree.
I love the man. I love the man, Luca Toni,
Yeah,
but I think that's a very
yeah,
L take.
yeah,
I
मतलब
don't.
एक सिस्टम को ब्लेम करना, एंड अगेन यार ऐसा नहीं कि इटली को मतलब एकदम
I
की
can never get over that photo of Luca Toni, Fabio Capello, and Cannavaro. Calcio is back.
Calcio is back. The worst, उस पे मीम अपने को खुद बनाना पड़ेगा मेरे को लग रहा है. I want Ghana 2010 World Cup kit when in the legend Salimentary scored that banger. By the way, उस दिन ना एक weird situation हो गया. Like obviously I was aware Ghana is not in the AFCON, but in the spirit, like the whole spirit of the AFCON, right? The first match day, I was in my global inter community, and we have a lot of Nigerians and Ghanaians. So by the may apne, I forgot that this friend of mine is Ghanaian. I mistook him for being a Nigerian. So I asked him, "What do you think of your country?" मतलब मैंने specifically नहीं बोला what do you think of Nigeria ऐसा. No, what do you think of your country's chances in the AFCON? And he got pissed because he thought I mentioned Ghana. Then I remembered he's fucking Nigerian. I mean, I remember he's Ghanaian, and I thought he's Nigerian. I completely forgot. So like, ये तो अलग ही ये तो करेगा, मैं भूल गया था. But I had completely forgotten, obviously, and obviously I remembered Ghana नहीं है. Then I realized why he was so pissed. Uh, so it was just something like want Inter 10-11 as well. Iconic treble defense. ये तो तू बता, एक बात बता भाई, तू पहले तेरे क्लब को चैंपियंस लीग उठाते हुए देख भाई, फिर बात करते जरा. मे बी दिस सीजन Arsenal are probably just too good and nobody can stop them. AC Milan's Zlatan, I think he's talking about the title winning season wala kit, obviously the with Allegri, because that was a good kit as well with the white collar, and if you
I also like that Arsenal away kit. Yellow वाला जो था ना जहाँ पे Arsenal lost the Champions League final against Barca.
yeah,
बहुत ही अच्छा
yeah,
करता है. Good kit.
yeah, that was, yeah. ये भाई ये मतलब रहने दो. But yeah,
Let's move to game week 17, Param.
yeah, give me
Then
17. I'll pull it up.
we
I'll
can
pull it
start
up.
with.
Definitely. Let me just pull it up. Uh, PL winning kid. Nice one, nice one. अभी जाएगा रिस्पॉन्स नहीं आएगा भाई, अभी नहीं आएगा उसका रिस्पॉन्स. 10 मिनट, अगले 10 मिनट कुछ नहीं आएगा उसका. Let me just, I'm
नहीं
just
नहीं
pulling up the,
आएगा उसका आएगा टेंशन मत ले.
I'm just pulling it up, the fixture list. By the way, just Egypt are still leading with 10 men 81 minutes हो गए हैं. इधर साइड पे गेम है मेरा. uh, एक मिनट, just yeah, found this here. Yep, we have Egypt up in the AFCON again. अच्छा, obviously Christmas spirit पे तो बहुत matches तो आ ही रहे, Boxing Day what not, obviously. Yep, we start with Parma Fiorentina tomorrow 5 बजे. अजय भाई, मैं सिंपल ड्रिल है बिफोर आई स्टार्ट विद अजय भाई. गाइस, कमेंट्स में आप लोग प्रेडिक्ट करोगे टीम नेम्स के साथ, ऐसे ही स्कोर मत देना, सिंपली बोलना पार्मा निल, फ्योरेंटीना निल, व्हाटएवर यू फील. सो वी स्टार्ट. अजय भाई, ये गेम, डू Fiorentina actually found form, or was that just a one off because of the red card? क्या लगता है, और क्या क्या बोलते हो?
I think Fiorentina will win this. I think
Ooh.
they will kind of get back on track, and that win is what I think they needed. बस वो एक विन चाहिए ना, एक मेंटल ब्लॉक जो आ जाता है ना, उसको ओवरकम करने के लिए समटाइम्स
हाँ
वन विन इज गुड इनफ, इट कैन टेक यू आउट ऑफ द डॉल्ड्रम्स. तो मुझे
हाँ.
लग रहा है कि फ्योरेंटीना विल, आई डोंट थिंक सो इट बी लाइक अ 5-1 स्कोर लाइन लाइक उदिने से. इट बी अ हार्ड फॉट विन बिकॉज क्वेस्टा वैसे ही अपना पार्मा टीम को सेटअप करता है. बट
हम्म,
परम, if you just go down into the predict lineups, so
हम्म.
they're missing Cherkati, which is a big blow
Yeah,
for them. I
yeah.
think Cherkati has been again. अगर वो थोड़ा और fit रहता, then Parma would have done well. Another contender for that, team early team of the season wala shout. But I think अभी इस वक्त Fiorentina will edge out Parma, maybe like a
Hmm.
2-1 win.
Hmm. Also again मैं comments में और देखना था predictions, but एक चीज इसमें going into this matches, हम फ्योरेंटीना की 5 win बात करें, but Parma had an embarrassing loss to Lazio, a 9-man Lazio.
Yeah,
Embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. I'm sorry. And Ajay, the goal came after the two red cards, not before,
yeah, yeah.
after the two red cards. So I'm sorry, ye matlab, this is not it for me. And again, if I have to just quickly say player to keep an eye out from, I think Goodmanson को उसका form वापस मिल गया clearly. वो थोड़े goals पे goals. Della seems to be showing signs of life as well. ऐसा लग रहा था वो उसके लग गए हैं बराबर से. But Parma side of things, again, Enrico Del Prato बहुत अच्छा versatile player है, but they can't be losing to 9 men, and this is a time where they have to show कि भाई we can't be this such a random team कि कल हम जाके सब बड़े टीम्स को टफ गेम दे रहे हैं और 9 man लाजियो से फिर जाके हार रहे हैं. So I think this will be a draw, Jay. I think this is like a 1-1 or something. I don't think either side wins.
Fair.
Vijay says 3-0 Carlos Cuesta. Fiorentina 8-3. Moise Kean scores 8 goals. Ajay has been disrespecting Carlos Cuesta's powerful performance since the start of the season. Phantom says Fiorentina 2-1. Shivam says Fiorentina 1-0. Fair enough, fair enough. Moving on, we have Lecce Como. Di Francesco just Fabregas. Like, this is just hilarious here. Like, क्या बोलते हो अजय भाई? A lot of players have gone for AFCON from Lecce. Kialanda Gaspar is suspended, but he's gone for AFCON as well. Lasana Koulibaly, Lamek Banda, ये सब AFCON गए हैं. And these are big misses. Like, these are big, big misses for Lecce. And obviously, Como side में वो controversy है जो आसानडिया के साथ Fabregas ने किया. He knew Asandia was not fit. He played him. He got injured. He's missing AFCON. And थोड़ा मूड सार है. क्या बोलते हो? क्या लगता है?
I think Como win this.
Hmm. I mean, I
I think
hope Como win. I hope Como
I
win
think
because सामने का हाँ sorry बोल.
I think they will win this.
Fair. Also, again, yeah, I mean, they've been coming off a bad run, to be fair. Like, lost to
Yeah, yeah.
my team, your team, and they've not particularly played well. पर लेच्चे के 3 important players नहीं है इधर, and तीनों AFCON गए, and that it's not to say that उनका starting 11 खराब है, but depth affect हो जाती है. And again, Di Francesco is the coach. I think Como will win this. I will never back Di Francesco.
By
Uh,
the way, he's got Lecce in 14th position, Param. Come on.
Sorry, I will not respect the guy. Even then, I like Lecce. I just don't like Di Francesco. I've always been on the Lecce train. I don't like Di Francesco. Sorry. अगर वो चलो मैं आज बोलता हूँ, अगर ये बंदा अजय भाई सुन लो 10th या 11th फिनिश करता है उससे ऊपर ना, देन आई स्टार्ट ओपनिंग अप एंड थोड़ा रिस्पेक्टिंग द गाय. चलो ये तो हो जाएगा,
No,
इसके
you will
नीचे
make an
नहीं.
apology video. You will make a 30-second apology video in which you will state your name, your location, and you will say, I am extremely sorry to Mr. Eusebio Di Francesco. You are the best coach of the entire world.
Yeah, fair enough. If he actually finishes 11th, 10th or above, then I'll make that real. Done deal. Uh, Phantom says 1-1 draw. Aryan says Como 3-1. Abhijay says Lecce 3-0. Obviously, he wants Lecce to win. Torino, Cagliari, Ajay bhai, two opposite sides of the spectrum. Torino, again, two players gone for AFCON. Saul Coco for Equatorial Guinea. Adam Mazina has also gone. Same on the other side, obviously. Zito Lumbu for Angola and Liteta as well. And Cagliari have been okay. Torino have got a surprise win against Sassuolo. क्या बोलते हो? I think this will be like a chaotic game. मेरे को लग रहा है पूरा ये.
Yeah, but again, I think I'll go for Shivam ka thing. I'll go for a draw in this one.
Fair. या मुझे लग रहा है या मैं ड्रॉ बोल रहा हूँ इसमें भी बिकॉज जस्ट इंटरेस्टिंग पीस ऑफ न्यूज इधर की टोरिनो ने बिहाइंड द सीन्स अजय भाई सीन चेंजेस करना चालू कर दिया है. दे फाइनली गॉट रिड ऑफ देयर यूजलेस स्पोर्टिंग डायरेक्टर वनियाती जो सालों से मेस कर चुका है क्लब में. पेट्राकी आ गया है ऑब्वियसली. So slow changes, hopefully something better, but let's see. And Cagliari, obviously, if you want to keep eye on a player, that's Marco Palestra. But keep an eye on Kilic Soy. He's actually very talented और उसको पूरे सीजन बहुत कम खिलाया, but he's starting to play more now. So let's see. Keep an eye. He scored as well against Pisa. A very interesting talent. And from the Torino side of things, it's just good to see Duan Zapata back, Ajay, and paired up with Che Adams. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just good to see that in general. People are saying I haven't made the Italiano apology video. Torino 1-1, Cagliari says Shivam 2-2.
बात तो सही है.
हाँ, Torino 2-2. Torino 2, Cagliari 2 says Aryan, and Torino 3, 1 Cagliari Inter legend Aslani brace. Udinese Lazio अजय भाई. Udinese यार बहुत यो सीजन है मतलब. अपेरेंटली जब वो लोग हारे राइट लास्ट वीक टू फ्योरेंटीना, दे वेंट इनटू अ रिटीरो, मतलब रिट्रीट में जहाँ वो लोग ऑब्वियसली स्टेडियम में सोते हैं या फिर कहीं और तीसरे लोकेशन में चले जाते हैं टू टेक अ ब्रेक. एंड देयर इज न्यूज बीन सर्कुलेटिंग दैट जनियोलो और ओकोए का झगड़ा हो गया. ऑब्वियसली देयर गोलकीपर जो मैच फिक्सिंग में इन्वॉल्व है एक पॉइंट पे. सो apparently it's not known but apparently दोनों में झगड़ा हुआ. so the mood in the camp apparently is not that great. क्या बोलते हो इसके बारे में?
I think I'll go for a draw in this one as well.
Hmm.
इस पे मैं draw जाऊंगा. I think Udinese at home, difficult to beat at home, but Lazio have been pretty okay as well. So I think I'll go for a draw at this.
फेयर फेयर. इंटरेस्टिंग एक पीस ऑफ न्यूज में इसमें बोलूंगा कि लाजियो का ट्रांसफर जो एम्बार्गो था वो उठ गया है. उन्होंने प्राउडली ऑफिशियल स्टेटमेंट डाला कि वी कैन ऑपरेट ऑन द ट्रांसफर मार्केट एंड दे कैन नाउ ऑपरेट ऑन द ट्रांसफर मार्केट. सो लेट्स नाउ इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर मोरिज्जो सारी और लोटिटो टू बैक मोरिज्जो सारी आ जाए बिकॉज अभी बातें बहुत कर ली ये 4-5 महीने में लोटिटो ने राइट और फेबियानी ने. नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट दे कैन डू ऑन द मार्केट एंड हाउ मच दे कैन बैक सारी. नॉट हम जानते हैं ऑब्वियसली लाजियो जाके बड़ा स्पेंड नहीं करने वाला है बट एटलीस्ट some decent players, right? So let's see where that goes. Whereas on the prediction side of things, I don't know. I think Lazio will win. I think Lazio will win this. I think they'll nick it. Comments I want to see guys like uh, best left back in the world, reminding people of Zanetti. Yeah. Nuno Tavares, as you know, he's getting he's leaving Lazio. Uska he's not being pushed out. Abhijay, actually, if you read the news, he's been very immature and petulant in the Lazio dressing room. He walked out in the middle of a match after being substituted. He's being very childish. And apparently, Nuno Tavares is going to sign for Al Ittihad, Ajay bhai. So yeah. Abhijay says Sole goal, Guendouzi goal, 1-1. I want to see more predictions, guys. Come on. Next game, Ajay bhai, if I'm not wrong, is the what is this? Sorry, apologies. Give me a second. Pisa UA, correct. Pisa UA. This Ajay bhai, ये तो मतलब एकदम red hot UA, right? Versus a Pisa that is still struggling to win, and Gilardino's job is at risk. News में आ चुका है already. क्या बोलते हो? Do you think he gets sacked if he loses this?
I don't think so. He will get sacked, but I think he will lose the game. I think UA win this very clearly.
फेयर मेरे को भी यूए विन लग रहा है. अगेन पिज़ा's बेस्ट प्लेयर एबेनेजर अकिंसन मीरो नाइजीरिया के लिए कॉल अप हो चुका है. यंग टैलेंट ऑब्वियसली ऑन लोन फ्रॉम इंटर इज नॉट अवेलेबल. क्वाड्राडो देयर सेकंड बेस्ट प्लेयर नॉट इंजर्ड एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली क्लिक नहीं हो रहा है. एंड अजय भाई वन इंपॉर्टेंट पीस ऑफ न्यूज हियर. अगर आपने उस दिन देखा हो कि पिज़ा एंड नापोली आर टू क्लब्स दैट नीड टू because they've breached their ratio in terms of the wages if I'm not wrong. They have to balance each new incoming signing with a sale. So अगर मैं 5 मिलियन बेसिकली जीरो पे तो अगर आप 5 मिलियन के लिए खरीद रहे हो तो आपको 5 मिलियन के लिए बेचना भी पड़ेगा बेसिकली. So these two clubs, Napoli can still pull it off, right? But for Pisa it's not that simple, right? So जहां हम बात कर रहे थे याद है कि Pisa need signings in Jan. Unfortunately, it's going to be a very tough time and probably will lead to their relegation in the long run. Let's see. Hopefully, they can find a way. But yeah, I think Juventus will win. I think Juventus generally, like, you can see the confidence growing with Spalletti. Ajay, I think we can see it now. Like, you have Locatelli putting in consistent displays. Koopmeiners और लेफ्ट सेंटर बैक में फिर भी कंफर्टेबल लग रहा है. अभी भी काम्बियास अच्छी शिफ्ट डाल रहा है. केनन यिल्डिज कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है उधर. So yeah, I think Juve win this. People are saying Lazio loses 50-0. Sham says 1-0 Lazio, 3-0 Juve. Phantom says 2-0 Juve and Aryan says 4-0 Juve. Fair enough. अजय भाई ये तो क्या ही मैच है मतलब इसमें मैं मतलब किसको सपोर्ट करूं समझ में ही नहीं आया मिलान वर्सेस हेलास क्या बोलते हो
I think it's going to be a draw. पर मेरे को लग रहा है कि
ओ
Milan have been struggling with lesser teams, and Hellas Verona यार somehow they've managed to find something against teams like this. मेरे
या
को लग रहा है कि उन लोग ड्रॉ निकाल के लेके जाएंगे वापस. मेरे को लग रहा है.
फिर I want to see comments as well in the comment section. Santi Jimenez की surgery हुई is not available. Rafiq Belgali suspended, but he's also been called up to for the Algeria
AFCON.
squad. Yeah, exactly. If I'm not wrong, Jean Daniel Ekpakpro भी गया है AFCON के लिए, and Suzlov big miss. But I think again, and I feel Milan just have. I understand वो छोटे teams का against Milan ने बहुत weird खेला है जब, but for someone like a Hellas who have been really bad, I feel Milan will win this 2-0 or something. I feel देखते हैं but I really feel Milan will get back to winning ways. Obviously Milan के डिफेंस में डाउट्स है, it's not the greatest, बहुत ट्रांजिशन में मार खाते हैं वो लोग, but yeah, and again player to keep an eye out from the Hellas side. Al Musrati देखो is a very decent player, and Milan के लिए मतलब Pulisic is the obvious shout out because he's been great, and Bartes आगे अजय भाई obviously give a shout out to the kid because he's been
Getting a brace.
fantastic.
Yeah, getting a brace.
Exactly, getting a brace, and he's been having a fantastic season. And Nkunku की obviously sale की बात चल रही because he has disappointed. 37 million and 5 million in bonuses, way too much money spent on a guy who's very injury prone and was never settled at Chelsea. So yeah, this is an interesting clash अजय भाई. Davide Nicola
It
versus
is.
Antonio Conte. लंबे बाल and both feisty characters. Jamie Vardy versus
किसके
Lukaku.
किसके
हाँ
लंबे बाल. एक ने तो हेयर वीविंग किया है.
वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, एक के नेचुरल लंबे बाल है और एक के एक के ऑब्वियसली नेचुरल नहीं है, बट दिस इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग क्लैश बिकॉज यू हैव अगेन टू काइंड ऑफ नापोली इज नापोली एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. अजय एंटोनियो काउंटे फाइनली 2013 के बाद सुपर कोपा जीता है. नापोली 2014 के बाद सुपर कोपा जीती है, थोड़ा मोमेंटम वापस आ गया. एंड आई फील फाइनली वो जो 3-4-2-1 खेल रहे हैं अजय भाई, दे फाउंड देयर फीट विद दैट. अपन याद है हम लोग कितना बात किए थे कि कंफ्यूजन था नापोली के साथ कि व्हाट आर दीस गाइस इंटेंडिंग टू डू, व्हाट नापोली विल वी सी. बट लुक्स लाइक द 3-4-2-1 विद डेविड नेरेस एज द स्टार मैन इज रियली वर्किंग. क्या बोलते हो, क्या होगा इस गेम में?
I think it'll be a tough game. Cremonese will make it tough, but I think Napoli wins this by 2-1.
फिर आप लोग कमेंट्स में बोलो. मैं बोल जाऊंगा इधर, मेरे को लग रहा है शायद क्रेमोनेसे जीत सकती है.
Oof.
अभी ड्रॉ तो नहीं. या I'll go bold here. I think Cremonese can try and get something here. I know Napoli is in amazing form, but I just want to see. I just feel Davide Nicola अगर ऐसे situations में जब tough situations होते हैं, Davide Nicola is that one coach Ajay bhai, we've seen it time and again. He's the one guy that can do something amongst the
Yeah.
mid-table coaches. So I know they drew. And look, they drew away to Lazio like that. I watched that game. They were good. वो जीत भी सकते थे वो लोग वो game. And I know again still Napoli will probably be the favorites to win this, but I'll go for Cremonese. This is interesting. Really think about it, Ajay. This is very interesting. Robin Hood versus a solid Bologna team. Will Sassuolo do a Sassuolo and lose to Bologna, or they'll win and shake off that Torino loss?
I think Bologna, एक तो they've traveled to Saudi, they played that final. Could be a bit difficult. थोड़ा fatigue आ सकता है. I think I'll go for a 0-0 draw in this.
Fair. You know what? I can see a 0-0 happening. Like again, squad दिखाओ तो है. Moyo Koulibaly गया. Of course, Sassuolo has a big list of injuries. No Andrea Pinamonti, no Berardi. But Bologna का भी है. Hegem is not available. Bernardeschi की फिर से इंजर हो गया अजय भाई. Mid Feb में expected है. Yeah, I think draw या फिर Bologna win यार. Again मैं comments में just quickly देख लेता हूँ लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं. Rafiq is a big miss says Shivam. Bella Kochap for Hellas to score. Inter want Rafiq. So Rafiq has already played for 2 clubs in January. Abhijay, he cannot switch clubs. इस season जब उसने club switch किया थी, he had made appearance for his previous club. So summer maybe, but let's see. Super Copa winner wanted to thrash. अरे यार ये क्या इसके चलते रहते हैं. Aryan says Hellas 2-1. Napoli 3-1. Neres brace Vardy goal. Napoli 3-0. Last time Palermo jersey guy went bold. He predicted Napoli UCL semis. Bologna 1-0. Sassuolo. Fair enough. I think yeah, the last one for the game week is Atalanta versus Inter. Obviously, the big clash. Obviously, I think
उसके
Ajay
बाद
bhai इधर की
एक और
sorry.
गेम है, एक और गेम है, भूल मत, मंडे नाइट एक गेम है.
Of course. But the big story obviously here is कि Gasperini का जो last साल थे राइट ही जस्ट कुड नॉट बीट इंटर एंड ऑब्वियसली वो रोमा के साथ रिपीट हुआ बट अगर आप देखो द लास्ट टाइम एटलांटा बीट इंटर जस्ट लुक एट दिस हेड टू हेड 2-0 इंटर 2-0 इंटर 4-0 4-0 2-1 इंटर 3-2 इंटर 1-0 3-2 0-0 2-2 1-0 the last time Atalanta won was in 2018
Show me
just
the
in any
lineup of that game.
yeah ये this warrants looking at the lineup the last time Atalanta just and इसमें मुझे याद है हमको I remember this game very well Papu Gomez he absolutely scored a banger in this game I'm pulling up the lineup look at the lineup look at this lineup look at these teams Berisha in goal Mancini playing for Atalanta Jim City Tolai तो थे Derun भी था Freuler भी Gozins was still at Atalanta you have Ilicic bowling Hatibor Duan Zapata and look at our lineup Handanovic Quadro Asamoah of course Quadro
I
Asamoah इसके
completely
बाद
forgot he played for Inter also, यार.
यस ये फनी था बिकॉज ये गेम दिसंबर में था इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग एंड इसके बाद जब जनवरी हुआ सॉरी नवंबर में था ही कंप्लीटली डिसअपीयर्ड ही वाज नेवर कॉल्ड अप अगेन टू द स्क्वाड लुक वी हैड गैलियार्डिनी फकिंग वेसिनो Brozovic I remember getting sent off fucking Politano playing for us obviously Icardi still bench भी देखो Pasalic Castagna Borja fucking Keita Balde just I just crazy. Look at this bench. Joao Mario Lautaro was not even like a regular starter or player. Nengola and De Vrij,
ये
Musa Barrow.
अली अली अदनान को क्या हुआ यार, एकदम हाईली रेटेड था.
Sorry.
अली अदनान को क्या हुआ, ऊपर जाना
Yeah,
अटलांटा के बेंच पे.
yeah. He was
एकदम हाईली
quite.
रेटेड. कहाँ खेल रहा है
Yeah,
आजकल?
Al Ajma, Saudi Pro League. Yeah, he's a quite decent player. You're right. He's not bad. He actually like people forget that he's one of the few Iraqis to play and he like जब ये क्या बोलते हैं this guy he was the first actual Iraqi to play in the Serie A. So
चले यार.
Kulusevski was there. So very different lineups. But yes, coming to the point, Ajay bhai, like Palladino flying high, right? As you can see, like look at him. Genoa को लास्ट मिनट में विनर मारा वो लोग ने दे बीटन चेल्सी दे बीटन कैलियरी हेलास से ही बीच में हारे ऑब्वियसली अभी जै कैन टेक प्राइड ओवर देयर इंटर ऑब्वियसली आप जानते हो सुपर कप में घटिया आपको आपने देखे राइट वो पेनल्टीज लाइक सच लाइक आई नो वर्ड्स व्हेन आई वाज वाचिंग लाइक I didn't know what to say like such a disinterested bunch.
It looked like very casual penalties.
Yeah, and it's irritating because आप penalties तक पहुंचो then you can't take it lightly, right? And point is they looked very disinterested and whatnot and whatever it was terrible penalties. Bologna deserved it probably. In second half we dominated Bologna and we as usual same story chance waste करते गए. And I want to ask you before I give my prediction as whose team is involved in this. Do you think Atalanta finally हराती है इंटर को 7 साल के बाद? Because Palladino is flying high, Inter not so much, and Inter do have a lot of injuries going into this game. A lot.
I don't think so, Param. I think the best case would be a draw.
Fair. Like this is confusing. Because someone like Atalanta do play to our strengths, but अगर मैं absentee list आपको देखो, Bonni 2 हफ्ते के लिए injured है, Acerbi is not there, Denzel Dumfries 3 महीने के लिए injured है, Darmian is not available. Like problem here is we don't have a right wing back apart from Enrique, and left wing back पे double duty चलेगी. The team is a bit off. Hakan is luckily back, so it's a tricky one, यार. I think draw होगा या Inter जीतेगी is what I'll go with. I still feel we can pull it off, but realistically maybe a draw. But again, I'll go for a biased take and I'll go for an Inter win. Hopefully that happens, but I don't know. Let me see what people are saying in the comments. Comments में भी डालो यार predictions. Come on guys. 1-1 draw says Phantom for Atalanta Inter. ये वो जोआ मारियो नहीं है भाई. Beating Atalanta ain't for everyone. देख 7 साल से हमें नहीं आ रहा है वो लोग ने तो want Daniel Maldini to ignite that Milan blood inside him for this game. वो you never know, but वो ignite कर ही रहे सालों से भाई. सालों से तो मतलब वो कितना ही रुके उसको कुछ ignite करने के लिए. So let's see. We have Roma Genoa. De Rossi returning to the Olympico guys. अजय भाई कैसा लग रहा है इसके बारे में? Because Genoa obviously fighting spirit दिखाया फिर से, but they've lost form again. They've lost, and apparently De Rossi has been very clear with Genoa कि मेरे को 5 signings चाहिए तीन टारगेट उसमें से बहुत क्लियर है. नेमस जेको पिजिली फ्रॉम रोमा एंड मटिया पेरिन ऑफ यूए. क्या बोलते हो जेनोआ के बारे में? टफ लग रहा है आपको? बिकॉज दे डू शो फाइटिंग स्पिरिट बट डजंट लास्ट क्वाइट लॉन्ग.
Yeah, I think that Atlanta defeat was a bit unlucky for them. I think Bilkul almost the last kick of the game is where they lost. But yeah, credit to De Rossi. He's really kind of instilled that dog in them. They are very
Yeah.
difficult to beat. Uh, and this is very emotional, man. Obviously, De Rossi coming back as an opposition coach. That's something that I knew a day would come. I thought it would be uh, much sooner in his career, because I always thought that he will kind of manage some other clubs before he comes to Roma. But it just so happened that Roma opportunity came before. उसने अभी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बोला कि he had issues with Soluku, Lina Soluku, who's then gone on to sign for Nottingham Forest. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I think I really think that it's going to be bittersweet. Obviously, the Olympico will be applauding De Rossi. वो तो सवाल ही नहीं उठता है.
Hmm.
And तेरे को तो पता है how much I love the man. I grew my beard because of him. Still keep it to the day. Um, but I think we need to win after that loss against Juve. Need to get those 3 points, because Juve are just 1 point behind Roma now,
Hmm.
and we need to kind of get back to winning ways and get 3 points at home. So injuries hai. Roma ko bhi Pellegrini is out. Dobic has
Yeah.
been missing. Bailey has been disappointing, like I told you. We have lost Evan Endika to the AFCON. Hermoso was not fit against Juve, so thoda ek एक वहां पे एक maturity and experience missing the Roma के backline में against Juve. But I still feel that against Genoa, we should be confident to get 3 points. I think we'll win 1-0 on the night, and I
Hmm.
hope that we can come, just stay ahead of UA. That's because UA
Hmm.
are coming with all momentum,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's very crucial that we be in that reckoning for the top four. I think I don't like this, Param. As a neutral, you can share your thoughts. This false nine, I don't think so. It's effective. I still think, despite like Evan Ferguson's lack of goals, having a
Hmm.
target man really helps this Roma team tick. Pellegrini is a doubt. He could kind of like start from the bench. Baldanzi could start, but yeah, otherwise I could also see Armoso coming back if he's fit enough. Armoso, Mancini, and
Hmm.
Zeki Celik, with Divine Wrench playing in the right, and
Hmm.
Wesley playing on the right and Divine Wrench playing as a left wing back. But
Hmm.
otherwise, yeah, false nine really hasn't worked. But
Hmm.
I just hope that kind of like pick up all 3 points on the night.
Fair, fair, fair. Obviously, I do expect a close game, but I think Roma will win as well. I want to see your guys' predictions in the comments as well. Uh, Genoa right wing back has been obviously Brook Norton Cuffy has been very promising. Obviously, Vijay wants credit for that. Obviously, being a former Arsenal player, but yeah, Norton Cuffy teams के radar में है. Obviously, UA के radar में, Inter के radar में है. Um, Talented for sure, long way to go, but definitely. I don't think Norton Cuffy will honestly leave in January. I think he'll leave in the summer, and even Senesika is mostly for the summer. I mean, you can still
Yeah, yeah.
obviously Bournemouth are looking to sell him if anything in Jan if they get the money, but I still feel दोनों summer में होगा. Uh, yeah, I think you wait. Sorry, drunk grandpa says Roma to one Genoa, Kone and Sole to score. Fair enough. I mean that is also likely, and I agree with you. Like this Gasperini a false nine चीज पे insist कर रहा है doesn't make much sense because you can see Dybala is not the same anymore, and he can only do so much in that role, and it's not easy to. Sorry, it's not that difficult to mark him out. मतलब Dybala, I'm not saying he's not a good player, but uska game thoda once you figure it out, you figure it out basically. It's not that hard to kind of mark him, and that has been the case whenever he's played in that false nine role. And definitely, I think वो force करना चाहिए issue with the target man approach. But again, Gasperini thinks to seem so different, thinks to seem otherwise, and obviously he looks like he's ready to send Evan Ferguson back to Brighton. एक चीज आपके लिए बोलूंगा, नील एल आइनावी actually had a decent game for Morocco the other day. He was
I,
actually playing out wide. Sorry.
I think he's been playing very well, Param. जैसा तेरा early prediction था ना कि वो
Hmm.
launch में it took some time, but you know he kind of like made
Hmm.
his own space in that launch midfield. I can see that happening with Roma also. Like slowly, you saw that he was very well integrated, and especially against the Europa League teams. So FC Michelin के against अच्छा खेला, Celtic Rangers दोनों के against काफी सही खेला. So
Hmm.
I've started to the guy has been growing on me, Param. I really like Eli Noi, and मेरे को लगता है कि है लड़का ऊपर जा सकता है, but I can't say the same for the likes of Leon Bailey or
Hmm.
Costa Simicas or even Evan Ferguson. Even Ferguson also वो Celtic against 2 goal मारा, but Celtic तो भाई वो कुछ अलग ही
Hmm.
level पे है इस season. So
Obviously, Celtic is not as good this season, but
yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah. See, he was initially playing as like out wide in that game for Morocco. Then he was shifted back to midfield. He performed well. But yeah, I think Roma wins, and I think prediction में भी मैंने वही देखा. I don't think there is much to discuss. Egypt beat South Africa in the match earlier today, so Egypt held on to their lead despite a disadvantage of playing with 10 men. And Zirkzee अच्छा question है because Zirkzee is mostly happening by the looks of it.
I don't
Uh,
think so, yaar. Param, you know
I
how
think
it
it'll
is.
happen. There's a lot of
I
optimism.
it becomes difficult यार for Serie A teams to get their targets यार. कभी हुआ ही नहीं है कि समय पे टारगेट मिले परम. तो आई नो कि रास्पादोरी का नाम है, जर्क्सी का नाम है, बट
Raspadori is more difficult. Raspadori is more difficult.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि इवन जर्क्सी इन माय ओपिनियन इज डिफिकल्ट unless you know United find a replacement. They're not going to let him go, and even if they let him go, it's going to be like probably towards the end of January. I don't think so it's going to happen you know अभी एकदम स्टार्ट में. तो मैं तो कॉशियस ऑप्टिमिज्म के साथ में ये सब चीजें लूंगा. मेरे को तो अभी वो ट्रांसफर रूमर का वो है भी नहीं जो पहले होता था. अरे यार कौन आने वाला है, लाइक जो आया वो आया. आई नो कि
Yeah.
ट्रांसफर्स चाहिए रोमा को. वी नीड सम strike power up front. We need, you know, like goals to come from our forward line. But
Hmm.
ये जो नाम है Xerxes Raspadori, incredibly difficult at this point of time, in my opinion, to get
Fair enough.
one or two.
Fair. AFCON follow करो. Yes. Definitely. मतलब Ajay Bhai did a preview on his channel, and as someone again who watches a lot of football beyond Europe, देख ही रहा हूँ मैं. Luckily, I've been fortunate enough to catch all games in this stream. Obviously, side by side, somehow watching Egypt, South
आज
Africa. It's been
माली का आज माली और किसका गेम है
this
आज रात
two.
को?
Hey,
नहीं,
I'll just let me just let you know again. So basically, Egypt, South Africa हो गया. Zambia, Comoros at 11. You have Morocco versus Mali at 1:30. That is a big.
Morocco. That's a
Yeah,
big.
and then tomorrow you have Benin, Botswana, you have Senegal, Congo. That rivalry, because it just happened in the World Cup qualifiers, Senegal, Congo, and Congo was at home. They all उनको बस हराना था या draw करना था Senegal को, and they lost to Senegal. And the worst part about it, Ajay bhai, Congo at that point before that match had not lost a single World Cup qualifying game at home since 2008. And all they needed
Wow.
was a draw, and they ended up losing to Senegal, and now they're in the playoffs for World Cup qualifying.
Wow.
So yeah, so AFCOन यार बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. लाइक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें होती रहती है. इस AFCOन में एक इंटरेस्टिंग ट्रेंड हुआ है जब फैन कल्चर में. I mean, it's expected, but basically Morocco fans, Tunisian fans, and Algerian fans are getting together and basically supporting each other in every game.
The
In
North African
North
Arab.
African, but yeah, not so much for Egypt. There is a bit, but not as much as like these three are very tight. Egypt
Hmm.
not so much, but these three are very tight. And
Hmm.
you remember that Moroccan guy dancing with the Senegal
Yeah.
fans? He did it again.
Yeah,
So
I saw that. I
a
saw
lot
that.
of
I saw
a lot of interesting stuff. And Morocco stadium wise has been doing a great job. Like one stadium alone is better than all Serie A stadiums, to be fair. And so maybe Serie A वाले AFCON देख के कुछ सीख रहे होंगे, but मेरे को नहीं लगता कुछ सीख रहे होंगे, but whatever. Draguzin links to Serie A. Yes, he's linked to Inter. So उसके एजेंट ने बोला कि obviously अजय भाई जानते हैं Draguzin इंजर था, तो तब से obviously he's become second fiddle. But
Hmm.
his agent said that he had like a brief conversation with Piero Ausilio, and he's like, we'll explore our options if this situation continues, and who knows, I'll maybe give Ozil a call again. And yeah, and I mean, I have very mixed thoughts about Dragozin because I feel technically he can be much better, but he's not that kind of a player. And I think I'll be more worried ki I don't know if you saw the news. Inter has started contacts with Vicario.
Hmm.
So I'm not too sure. I'm not too happy about it because हम जानते हैं Vicario is a good goalkeeper at best. Nothing special. वो set pieces में बहुत fumble करता है. And generally aerially he's not the best. So I'm not really happy about that if that goes through. And yeah, let's see. Let's see. Um, Not supporting है Morocco and AFCON, fair enough. आज तो इजिप्ट ने मस्त डिफेंड किया है. Yeah, surprising Krishanu because Egypt's defense is not good. Egypt is known for playing एकदम attacking branded football and they do barely. Yeah, refereeing पूरे दुनिया में यही होता है. रेफरिंग सब लोग बकवासी करते हैं. अगेन इजिप्ट का पेनल्टी वाज नॉट अ पेनल्टी. लाइक इजिप्ट ने जो गोल मारा शुड नॉट हैव बीन अ गोल. साला ने डाइव करके निकाला पेनल्टी. सो yeah, I mean, South Africa, yes, they've been turning up, and Morocco. तू रहने दे भाई, तू ये सब Vicario can't save penalties either. Yeah, he's not that good. Yeah, correct. So I think if you guys have any more comments, let us know. Ajay bhai, you want to say anything as we leave? Anything you
नहीं
want to
भाई,
say?
कैपेचिनो पे चर्चा के एपिसोड्स देखते रहो, शेयर करते रहो. कल हम लोग आखिरी एपिसोड रिकॉर्ड करें सीजन 1 का. It is going to be with Kush, who's a Milan content creator. He is in India, so we're shooting with him tomorrow. That will be our season 1 finale. 8 episodes का season रहेगा, so once it's out, you can watch the entire playlist, share it with your friends.
Hmm.
बाकी content आता रहेगा, like Param mentioned at the top of the stream. There'll be videos coming up. There will be lot of things happening in 2026. I think हम लोग अगला जो live stream करेंगे Param is going to be in the next year. So मेरे तरफ से सबको एकदम एडवांस में मेरी क्रिसमस एंड हैप्पी हॉलीडेज. विश यू हैप्पी न्यू ईयर. कंटेंट अगेन लाइक आई सेड आता रहेगा, बट स्ट्रीम में हम लोग मिलेंगे 2026 में.
Fair. Yeah. Again, as Ajay bhai said, yeah, happy New Year to all you guys because mostly the next time you see us, obviously will be next week. जो by that time obviously नया साल हो जाएगा. And obviously उसके पहले भी हम लोग videos record करने का try कर रहे हैं. Fiorentina, hopefully, the Fiorentina वाला video and many more things, some reels as well. And as I said, 2026 में we have taken onus to kind of push the content more than ever. So fingers crossed, as long as you guys support us, spread the word, that will keep happening. So yeah, just last few comments. Let me just take Vicario bad on the ball, fumbles and blames on players.
अच्छा, एक और है. रेडिट में जाके थोड़ा चर्चा करो यार. अगर मैंने एक डाला था लिंक अपने कम्युनिटी में, रेडिट में इन लोग चर्चा करते थे कि इंडियन कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स कौन है. सो आई थिंक लॉट ऑफ पीपल ऑन रेडिट, football Reddit, are not aware about Calcio Charcha, so please help us out there as
Yeah,
well.
I maybe we should even consider starting a subreddit for Calcio Charcha. Let's see if time permits. That's the thing. That's the main thing, right? Over everything. Yeah, definitely. Against Vicario के बारे में जो लोग बोल रहे हैं बराबर ही है. Thank you for joining in, Tanmay, as always. On Reddit only for secret stuff. दो ये अभी जा ही नहीं करेगा. सिर्फ बात करते हैं, कुछ प्रमोट नहीं करता है यार ये. But yeah, guys, अगर आप AFCON देखना चाहते हो, please देखो. It's again, I'll say it's been a fun tournament. A lot of football to watch over the next days. Obviously, as the year closes in, please. Obviously, Serie A खुद की मार्केटिंग नहीं करता, but अगर आप लोग देख सकते हो, आप लोग 400 रुपए में ले सकते हो Serie A. I know it's a bit expensive, but अगर आपको चाहिए तो 400 रुपए में अवेलेबल है. There are 3 pack options, 400, 700, 1000. That's included other sports and other leagues. So 400 वाले में आप Serie A देख सकते हो, full match और full match replays. So definitely,
ये देख
yeah.
पर
See,
डिस्कॉर्ड पे.
yes. So initially, na Krishan, just as I close this, क्या हुआ था? One of my friends had helped us make, I think, a Discord server only, actually, not Reddit. Ajay bhai, हाँ, उसने Discord पे बनाया था. And what he had done is he had made every club का logo, basically सब लोगों से on the Discord and all, you had logos of all 20 clubs. So basically, we probably need to consider it because I know a lot of creators like Daksh and all have it, and it really helps. So maybe 2026 क्रिएशन वो आ रहा है तो शायद कुछ कंसीडर कर ही ले उस तौर पे. So yeah, let's see. I have a Spurs friend from Nainital, even he doesn't rate Vicario. Exactly, I mean, unfortunately. And Ajay, funnily enough, this will be the funniest flashback for Interist if he does sign for Inter because his idol is Handanovic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's all जैसे दी ग्रेगोरियो का आइडल भी हैंडनोविच है, वही है, मतलब that is quite funny. So yeah, I think there's nothing more to say.
That
Yeah,
is
I
it,
agree,
man.
Orokan. I think Discord we need to probably get started. So let's see, maybe something we'll do. I can help to edit for some. ठीक है, you can reach out to us, Krishanu. Message us on Instagram if you're willing to help.
यार कम्युनिटी में है ना व्हाट्सएप में, तो परम को ही
WhatsApp
रीच
group
आउट
पे
कर
हो
लो।
आप तो, या just message us
मेरे
and
तो पल्ले पड़ते नहीं है ये सब रेडिट और डिस्कॉर्ड, मेरे
I
मेरे
know how I can
सिलेबस से
use
बाहर है।
it. Exactly, I can use all this, but time, balancing too many things with social media. I already do the Insta, Twitter as well, so मतलब Discord भी बहुत हो जाएगा. So if anybody wants to help, you message us, reach out to us. More than willing to get you guys on board, as long as you guys obviously plan to make it constructive and not something obscene and all that. But yeah, definitely. ठीक है, I think we're done for the day, guys. AFCON enjoy करो, football enjoy करो, content आता रहेगा. Hopefully Fiorentina video next, reels be next. So thank you guys as always for tuning in. Merry Christmas to all of you, Manash and all the whole community, and please enjoy your holidays. We'll see you guys very soon. Happy New Year and all that. Ciao ciao.